Have you ever felt like your brain is always overloaded, yet you're not actually producing anything meaningful? Like you're constantly busy but not really moving forward? You have ideas, you try to focus, you start something new, but somehow you can never stay consistent. Time goes by and the frustration just keeps growing. This isn't happening because you're lazy or incapable. The truth is, your brain might be blocked, without you even realizing it. And if you don't understand what's going on, you could spend years working hard without ever reaching your true potential. This mental block doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It's caused by a combination of factors that are present in your daily life, slowly draining your ability to focus, think clearly, and be productive. And the worst part? It happens so subtly that you get used to it. You get used to always feeling tired, to procrastinating, to wasting time on distractions without even noticing. Until one day, you wake up and realize your life isn't where it should be. But what's really going on? Why does your mind feel stuck? What's stopping you from having the clarity and discipline to take action? The answer lies in how your brain was designed to function. For most of human history, our minds evolved to handle simple tasks and immediate survival. But the modern world is a completely different environment. Now, we're bombarded with information, constantly facing new demands, and given endless access to distractions. The same brain that was built to hunt, explore, and create has become trapped in addictive cycles of quick, shallow stimuli. Technology, social media, endless notifications, all of these things are conditioning your brain to operate in a constant state of reactivity, making it nearly impossible to enter deep focus. You feel like you always need to be responding to something, checking something, staying connected. But this comes with an invisible cost. Your mind never gets to rest. And without rest, there is no focus. The real problem? This mental block turns into a vicious cycle. You feel unproductive, so you seek distractions to ease the anxiety. But those distractions drain even more of your mental energy, leaving you exhausted, unmotivated, and even more prone to procrastination. It's an endless loop of stagnation. And it's not just about wasting time. Your brain is being trained, every single day, to operate in this fragmented state. Every time you jump from one task to another without finishing anything, every time you get distracted before entering a deep flow of work, you're reinforcing the habit of superficiality and weakening your ability to truly focus. If you want to unlock your brain, the first step is to understand how this constant overload of stimuli is affecting your ability to think clearly. You need to break this cycle, otherwise, you'll keep draining your energy trying to concentrate, without ever actually succeeding. And to do that, we need to start with the biggest enemy of modern productivity: constant distraction. Your brain isn't broken. It's overloaded. You think you need more discipline, more willpower, more motivation. But the truth is, the problem isn't you. The problem is the environment you live in. Over the past few years, your mind has been exposed to a level of distraction that has never existed before. Social media, notifications, short videos, instant messages, everything is designed to keep your attention for as long as possible. The result? You've lost control over your own focus. If in the past it was easy to sit down and work for hours without interruptions, today, even the simplest complex task feels overwhelming. Your brain has adapted to quick stimuli and instant rewards. Thinking requires effort, and anything that requires effort feels unbearable. Every time you need to focus on something deeper, that uncontrollable urge kicks in. To check your phone, open a new tab, find anything that offers a brief escape from the discomfort of concentration. Every time this happens, a habit is reinforced. Studies show that when you interrupt a task to check your phone, it can take up to 23 minutes for your brain to regain its previous level of concentration. If this happens multiple times a day, a huge portion of your focus is wasted in constant cycles of distraction and recovery. Time passes, and the feeling of mental exhaustion grows. The reason is simple: your mind never enters a deep state of work. The consequence isn't just lost productivity. In the long run, this changes the way your brain operates. It becomes incapable of sustaining long periods of attention. Even when you have the time and energy to do something important, your mind simply can't stay focused. It craves interruptions. The worst part? This isn't just a habit, it's a chemical addiction. Every time you check a notification or consume a quick piece of content, small doses of dopamine are released. The more this cycle repeats, the harder it becomes to break free from it. If you've ever tried staying away from social media for a while and felt an inexplicable sense of anxiety, that wasn't a coincidence. Your brain has been trained to seek distractions constantly, and any attempt to block them triggers a withdrawal-like response. To break free from this cycle, the first step is awareness. Over the next few days, pay attention to how often your focus is interrupted, whether it's to check notifications, open social media, or do something unplanned. Simply tracking these interruptions begins to break the automatic pattern. Then, create an environment where distraction isn't the easiest option. Put your phone on airplane mode for a few hours, use website blockers, set fixed times to check social media. At first you might feel uneasy, like you're missing something important. But over time, that constant need for stimulation fades. Your brain reprograms itself to focus again. Eliminating distractions is a big step, but it doesn't solve everything. There's still another silent enemy that keeps your brain stuck: lack of clarity. Procrastination often isn't about discipline. It's about not knowing exactly what to do. Whenever a task feels vague or lacks a clear path, your brain's natural tendency is to avoid it and seek something more comfortable instead. Every time you set a big, abstract goal like get in shape or make more money, motivation kicks in for a moment but quickly fades. That's because your brain needs concrete directions to take action. Without them, any simpler, more immediate activity becomes more appealing. This blockage creates a dangerous effect. Your mind enters a state where it feels like you're doing a lot, but in reality, nothing meaningful is getting done. You feel busy, researching, planning, preparing, but no real action is taken. The longer you stay in this state, the harder it becomes to escape. This cycle is addictive because it gives the illusion of progress. Your brain thinks it's working, so it believes something is being built. But without real execution, the days pass and nothing changes. Frustration sets in, and your mind starts looking for excuses. Maybe it's not the right time. Maybe you need more preparation. Maybe you should wait just a little longer. But the truth is, nothing happens until a concrete action is taken. The key to breaking free from this is simplicity. Abstract goals need to be transformed into extremely clear and specific steps. Instead of saying, "I want to be more productive," the right question is, how many hours per day will be dedicated to important tasks? What will be prioritized? Which habits need to be eliminated? The more specific the answer, the easier it becomes to take action. One powerful technique to break inertia is the 2-minute rule. Whenever a task feels too big, the first step should be reduced to the absolute minimum. If you need to write a report, just open the document and write a single sentence. If you need to work out, simply put on your workout clothes and do one movement. The goal isn't to finish everything at once, but to trigger action and break the initial resistance. Another powerful method is planning the next day the night before. When you wake up already knowing exactly what needs to be done, you don't waste mental energy deciding where to start. This reduces procrastination and makes it much easier to enter a real state of productivity. Lack of clarity doesn't just lead to procrastination. It also overloads your brain. The more small decisions you make throughout the day, the more mental fatigue builds up. Planning ahead and breaking tasks into simple steps frees up energy for what truly matters and makes it much easier to stay consistent. Eliminating distractions and creating a clear path is essential, but there's still one crucial factor that needs to be addressed. It doesn't matter how hard you try to focus if your brain's biological foundation is compromised. If your diet and rest aren't optimized, no technique will be enough to sustain high-level performance. The human mind is like a high-performance engine, but just like any engine, it needs the right fuel to run at its best. There's no point in eliminating distractions and setting clear goals if your brain isn't physically prepared to operate at a high level. Your diet, sleep, and how you treat your body directly impact your ability to focus, think clearly, and be productive. In recent years, productivity has been reduced to techniques and strategies, ignoring one essential factor. The brain is a physical organ, and if it's not healthy, nothing will function properly. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that sheer willpower is enough to maintain focus and discipline. In reality, everything starts with biology. If your energy levels are low, if your nervous system is out of balance, if your neurotransmitters are depleted, then every attempt at productivity turns into a battle against your own body. One of the biggest culprits of poor mental performance is nutrition. Your brain consumes about 20% of your body's energy, and that energy comes directly from the food you eat. A diet high in refined sugars and ultra-processed foods causes spikes and crashes in blood sugar levels, leading to fatigue, trouble concentrating, and mood swings. Highly processed foods loaded with preservatives and artificial ingredients inflame the nervous system, impairing reasoning and reducing cognitive function. On the other hand, some foods enhance mental clarity and focus. Healthy fats, like those found in nuts, olive oil, and omega-3 rich fish, are essential for brain health. High-quality proteins help produce neurotransmitters like dopamine, which is directly linked to motivation and focus. Minerals like magnesium and zinc regulate the nervous system and reduce stress. When your diet is properly adjusted, the difference in your energy levels and mental clarity can be felt within just a few days. But even with proper nutrition, there's still one factor that can completely destroy your ability to be productive: sleep. Sleep isn't just a period of rest. It's when your brain reorganizes itself, clears out toxins accumulated throughout the day, and strengthens neural connections. Poor sleep directly affects memory, learning ability, and decision-making. Sleep deprivation reduces melatonin production, the hormone responsible for regulating your circadian rhythm. Constant exposure to artificial light, especially from screens, inhibits the natural release of this hormone, leading to restless nights and unproductive days. On top of that, lack of sleep increases cortisol levels, the stress hormone, which, in excess, causes anxiety and makes it harder to concentrate. Small adjustments to your routine can drastically improve sleep quality. Creating a dark and quiet environment before bed, avoiding caffeine in the evening, reducing blue light exposure at night, and maintaining consistent sleep and wake times are simple changes that have a massive impact on mental performance. Your body and mind are one interconnected system. Any physical imbalance directly affects your cognitive abilities. If your brain isn't being properly nourished and isn't getting the rest it needs, no productivity technique will be enough to sustain high performance. But when these factors are properly aligned, everything starts falling into place. Mental clarity increases, focus lasts longer, and tasks that once felt overwhelming become much easier to complete. Now that the foundation has been set, there's one final piece to ensure that these changes aren't just temporary, but become a permanent way of life. Now that you understand how distractions, lack of clarity, and poor nutrition might be sabotaging your brain, it's time to put everything into practice. You've eliminated distractions, improved your mental clarity, and adjusted your diet and sleep. Now, you need to create a system that makes these changes sustainable over time, building habits that truly support your productivity and mental health in the long run. To ensure you actually implement everything you've learned, it's crucial to establish a solid routine and focus on small, manageable steps so you don't overwhelm your mind. Set daily and weekly goals, but keep them simple. The secret is consistency. Every day, commit to following your priorities without falling into the old traps of procrastination. The key is to make these practices a natural part of your life, without requiring constant effort. For example, when you wake up, don't waste time deciding what to do. Have a well-structured morning routine so your brain doesn't have to spend energy making unnecessary choices. Throughout the day, keep applying the 2-minute rule. If a task takes 2 minutes or less, do it immediately. If it takes longer, break it down into smaller actions and start as soon as possible. Remember, true productivity isn't about doing more in less time. It's about doing the right things effectively and with focus. When you remove the mental overload caused by distractions and lack of clarity, when you take care of your body and mind through proper nutrition and sleep, you create the ideal conditions for genuine and lasting productivity. Now, if you truly want to unlock your brain and reach your full potential, you need to apply this every day. No exceptions. That's the only way you'll start seeing incredible, long-lasting results. This isn't a quick fix. It's a continuous transformation. Every small step you take will bring you closer to a level of productivity you never imagined possible. If you're ready to take that step, subscribe to the channel now so you don't miss the next video. Leave a like if this video resonated with you, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And let me know in the comments, what topic would you like to see in the next videos? Let's keep evolving together and unlocking our full potential.